Let's welcome in the them. The Athletics Miami Dolphins beat writer Josh Tolentino, a friend of the program, and the us, a man who really needs no introduction. 9 years, 3 Patriots Super Bowl rings, Matt Chatham. But we'll start with our guests. So Josh, Miami's had 22 starting quarterbacks since Dan Marino left the game in '99, but now the Fins got the franchise's future in Tua Tagovailoa on the other side of the field, though. The Tom Brady years, they're over. Patriots, after this season, they may even go in a different direction at quarterback. So what's the feeling like in South Florida now that the consistency script seems to have been flipped?
There is so much optimism surrounding this team right now, and you really think about Brian Flores, former Patriots, de facto defensive coordinator. He's came here and he's really instilled a philosophy that has worked for this team in a very quick time frame. You think about it's only his second year. They've got their franchise quarterback, or what they hope to be, in Tua Tagovailoa, and they've really instilled this one day at a time type philosophy, this mantra that the Dolphins have rode to a pretty successful record this season.
So Matt, Josh talked about optimism, but let's talk about a situation where things maybe were a little more bleak around Miami when the Patriots edged the Dolphins September 13th to open the year 21-11. How different, though, is this Patriots team 12 games later?
Well, that game was an interesting one. I think in part, you kind of presume that B-Flow's going to have a good defense at some point once his system's installed and he sort of gets all his guys on the same page and all that kind of stuff. But that really wasn't the feel necessarily on day one. It felt like a game where it wasn't a huge margin, but the Patriots controlled it pretty much throughout. Big day for Cam with his legs. I think if you go back and watch that day and you're trying to use a September game to project forward the season, I don't think we'd see either teams where they are now. Patriots look like a team well in control, and the Dolphins look like one still finding themselves. The script is flipped, and you used that metaphor earlier. I think now, as we sort of get to the spot we're at, you really respect them. You look across the way and you go, you know what? I don't think Miami's a great team, but I think they're consistent, and I kind of like that about